Welcome to my views on news. Breaking news is from Djibouti, where talks were held between Tigray and Ethiopian government representatives last week. Talks collapsed, no agreement was signed, but just a few minutes ago, Ethiopian PM Abiy arrived in Djibouti. He landed in Djibouti just a few minutes ago. What is he doing there? What are his engagements and who is accompanying him? Is this visit linked to Ethiopian peace process, Ethiopia Tigray talks? Secondly, viewers, Ethiopian government today officially launched a campaign for collect funds from abroad. That just shows how dire is economic situation. Collecting of funds for national causes, quote unquote, what was said by Ethiopian ministries. Two ministries launched a campaign with details for you. Lastly, viewers, in the Afar region of Ethiopia, mobilization of Afar forces towards Tigray border is being reported. What does it indicate? Is an offensive towards Mekelle is in the making? Are these Afar militia members or Eritrean soldiers? Firstly, viewers, we know that in Djibouti, talks were held last week between Tigray and Ethiopian government representatives. Talks were facilitated mainly by US. African Union representatives were there too. Direct talks were held there, and verbal agreements were reached to stop war. Cessation of hostilities was verbally agreed. An agreement was drafted, but it wasn't signed because Ethiopian government representatives asked for some time. They said that they wanted to consult their senior leadership in Addis Ababa. So they returned to Addis Ababa, but they have not responded after that. Tigray, meanwhile, announced cessation of hostilities, but Ethiopian government did not respond positively. It intensified air campaign against Tigray, and now on daily basis, airstrikes are being conducted on Tigray. Today and yesterday, Mekelle was hit. So Djibouti peace process failed, but just an hour ago, Ethiopian PM Abiy arrived in Djibouti. Is his visit linked to Ethiopia Tigray peace process? Are there going to be some key meetings in Djibouti between PM Abiy and Tigray representatives? With facilitation by international mediators. Officially, what we have learned is that PM Abiy is there to attend Global Islamic Finance Summit, a summit being hosted by Djibouti's Central Bank. And Ismail Omar, Djibouti's president, Abiy Ahmed of Ethiopia, they'll attend this summit. So his official purpose of the visit is to attend this summit. But he is accompanied by a delegation. He's not alone there. Aganeho Tishagar, former president of the Amhara region and now serving as Speaker of Upper House, is accompanying him. Secondly, Afar, Prosperity Party Vice Chairman, is also with him. You can see a picture on your screen showing PM Abiy with Ismail Omar, Djibouti's president. Again, Tishagar can be seen too, Afar can be seen as well, and some other officials of the government. So, a high level delegation is accompanying him. though no official word, but the visit could be linked to Ethiopia-Tigray peace process. Maybe in coming days we'll be able to see, to know what happened during this visit. Secondly, some sources say that Ethiopia has not officially responded to Tigray's offer of cessation of hostilities. Why? Some say that Ethiopian government, before responding to the offer of Tigray government, wants to have some battlefield advantage, and that is why it has intensified air campaign. Mekelle is being targeted on some fronts. ENDF and EDF are moving swiftly. They have taken Shiraro. They are trying to move towards Shire. So after Ethiopian government has some advantage, some leverage over Tigray forces, it could announce positively. It could announce a positive response to Tigray's offer of cessation of hostilities. It is being speculated by some sources, but again, no official word. But it's a fact that Ethiopian government has not officially accepted or rejected Tigray's offer of cessation of hostilities. Let's see what happens. We'll update you in coming hours if we get some credible information from Djibouti about Ethiopian PM Abiy's visit there. Secondly, viewers, Ethiopian government is facing economic crisis, no doubt about that. IMF delegation is due to visit this month. The delegation, after talks, will make a decision about whether to grant loans to Ethiopian government or not. But keeping in view resumption of armed hostilities, it's not very likely that the Commission, IMF, would approve any new loans to Ethiopian government. IMF has not visited Ethiopia, but in coming days we could see IMF representatives visit Ethiopia. Ethiopian government knows that its international position is weak these days after it did not respond positively to Tigray's offer of a ceasefire. That is why a campaign has been launched to collect money from abroad. Once again, Ethiopian diaspora is being approached. Today, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Finance held a virtual meeting with all Ethiopian missions abroad, with participation of Ethiopian Diaspora Agency and other organizations as well. A virtual meeting. Ahmed Shide was there, who is Minister of Finance. Birtokan Ayano, who is ambassador from Foreign Ministry, was there too, and diplomats from all Ethiopian missions abroad, especially in Europe and US, were part of this mission, part of this meeting, and Ethiopian Diaspora Agency was there too. So instructions were passed by the ministries to Ethiopian missions abroad that diaspora members be approached and they should be convinced to donate for national causes, for a national cause. What is the national cause? Obviously, this war in the north is a national cause for the Ethiopian government. That is why now through Ethiopian Diaspora Agency, through Ethiopian embassies abroad, a campaign has been officially launched today for collecting money for the ongoing war. Let's see how much money Ethiopian government succeeds in collecting, because this time we are seeing that Ethiopian diaspora is split. Amhara diaspora community is campaigning against Ethiopian federal government. They will not donate any money, I think, but still other factions will support government. So it would be interesting to see how much money the government will be able to raise in the coming months. But it just shows, this development shows that there is economic crisis. There is economic crisis. If you look at birr to dollar exchange rate, dollar to birr exchange rate, you would see that in black market, birr is equal to $1 is equal to around 90 birrs. This is not official exchange rate, but in black market, one birr, $1 is being sold for around 90 birrs. That shows the real value of Ethiopian birr, which is sharply declining, and decline will be pronounced in coming days if this war goes on. Thirdly, viewers, in the far region of Ethiopia, mobilization of militias, regional forces is being seen towards Tigray border. We have confirmed through some people on the ground who say that Afar regional government has instructed regional forces and militias to move towards Tigray border, and mobilization towards Abala is underway. Abala is on Tigray Afar border, close to Mekelle, not far away from Mekelle. We know that Ethiopian forces entered Afar as well a few days ago through Dalol, through Birhale. They entered Afar. In Birhale, they were stopped by locals who did not allow them to move further, but then regional government officials intervened and Ethiopian forces were allowed to move towards move from Birhale onwards, and now reportedly Ethiopian forces are joining as well. So Ethiopian military and Afar militia members, they are being deployed towards Abala. They have not launched any offensive into Tigray so far. Their movement from Arabati towards Abala and from other areas towards Abala is being reported by several sources. I think they'll be deployed, they're being deployed to border areas, and then they'll wait for the right time. The right time might come in coming days. That if ENDF is able to secure Samre and it wants to move towards Mekelle, then it is going to be two-pronged attack towards Samre, from towards Mekelle, from Samre and from Abala. And meanwhile, Shere will also be targeted. From Shere, advance in eastern directions will also be attempted by Ethiopian federal government and Eritrean forces. So that is why along Tigray Afar border, this new development is being seen, that mobilization of Afar militias is being seen, and we could see an attempt to move towards Alamata as well, to cut off TDF's logistics supplies towards Wollo. It could happen, especially if TDF attacked Woldia. We could see such an offensive from Afar side. That is why Afar regional government is preparing and Eritreans are there too. It could be a key front in coming days. While we know that close to Abala, strategic places are under TDF control. Tigray forces withdrew from Afar this year after a truce announced in March, but TDF remained in control of some high places close to Abala. So it would be, definitely it would take some time for Afars and Eritreans to take back the high places close to Abala. That's what happens. So far, only mobilization and deployment close to Tigray border by Afar forces and perhaps Eritreans as well is being reported. Eritrean military is trying to keep its deployment in Afar hidden. It's not openly operating, but it was seen by Afars. When it entered Afar, it was stopped by Afar locals in Birhale. So that is why there is no doubt that Eritrean military is in Afar region of Ethiopia. Thanks for watching.